Hey you guys, my name is Selena and I am here to come at you guys with a incredibly different YouTube channel than I am used to. Obviously, as you can tell by the name of the channel, Selena Gets Sleeved, this is going to be a channel dedicated to my weight loss journey. I do have a makeup channel. It's been pretty inactive though because we moved states, so I haven't really been doing too much on it, but if you're interested, sorry, we live right next to the Sun Valley Airport, so there's famous people flying in and out all the time. Couple things that I want to just get out there first off. My kids are trying to sleep, so I am praying to God that they do not wake up during my recording this. A second thing is going to be, this is going to be more of like a get to know me video. Something that I have noticed when doing all of the copious amounts of research that I have done on the gastric sleeve is that I haven't noticed that a lot of people do kind of like their background, like why they are the way that they are, you know, why, sorry, I have like 1,001 people texting me right now. My sister. I noticed that not a lot of people give a lot of background information, and I feel like that's a really important variable in why we've gained weight, why we are the way that we are, why we eat the way that we eat, the habits that we have. So that's what this video is going to kind of be based on, and then also just giving you guys a why am I doing this, where I'm going, who I'm seeing, all that kind of stuff. However, I am going to be vlogging my trip to get my surgery. I'm going to vlog my surgery and then the recovery as well. I may just do a couple videos between now and then, just as kind of like updates, or maybe I'll do a little here and there on the pre-op diet. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, but so I'm going to kind of just start from the very beginning. I have been overweight my whole life, ever since I can remember. Memory-wise, I remember probably as far back as like 7 or 8, no, maybe 6 or 7. But through pictures, I had been able to see that I had been overweight a really long time. I had noticed that I had been overweight my whole life, and I think back to a couple comments that I will fill you guys in on, just for the sake of trying to understand where I have come from as far as why I have the weight issues that I have. And for the sake of not pissing people off, I'm gonna leave names out, and that's one thing that I want to tell you guys right now. This channel will be honest, it's gonna be raw, I'm gonna swear, you're gonna see half-naked pictures, it just is what it is because that's part of this process, and I'm not gonna hold anything back. So it's gonna be raw frustration at times. It's probably gonna be tears of joy. It will probably be, I'll probably have tears of frustration, you name it, but I'm not gonna hold anything back on this channel. I remember comments like, your sister could wear that, but you can't pull that off. Or, you can't play tennis, you're not gonna fit into the skirt, and that tank top's just gonna roll right up over your belly. Or, you know, put Selena on the inner tube, she'll create more of a wake. Or, I remember getting my thighs pinched at, and then hearing the comment, all you need to do is get rid of these saddlebags. I was 14. When I was 13 and 14, I got put on Weight Watchers. I don't think at the time they realized how damaging that could be to a 14-year-old teenage girl. My confidence and my self-esteem, sorry you guys, I had to put my hair up, it's pissing me off. My confidence and my self-esteem was gone. I mean, shattered, gone. It was then that I started to develop the thought process that, oh, that's not looking very cute. It was then that I started developing the thought process that I was never going to be good enough. I was never going to look good enough. I needed to be super skinny to look good, to be accepted. One of the main kickers was being told that this person who told me this could not believe that the guy that I was dating would date somebody that looked like me. Damaging. So in high school, during that time, I starved myself. Probably got down to about 180, I think was my lowest. But I hold my weight really well. I don't know why. My body's just proportioned well. But I was fat compared to everybody else, so I guess that's all I needed to know, and that's all that needed to get hammered into my head pretty much every single day of my life. So I starved myself. I would I would like nibble in front of my friends and family just so that they didn't, you know, catch on to the fact that I was literally starving myself. And then that was it. Dated my first boyfriend. He was infatuated with the way that I looked. Loved my body, loved everything about me. Our relationship ended a couple years later when I was about 18, and then I met my ex-husband. I had probably hopped up to about 200 at that point when I was about 18, 19. And again, another guy that was infatuated with my body. I couldn't understand how one group of people my whole entire life told me that I was not, you know, my weight was not acceptable. My weight wasn't okay, but he loved me. He was obsessed. Here's a TMI for you, but I think it's necessary to hear that how do I say this? Our relationship was purely sexual. That's all it was. We had a very crazy, intimate sexual relationship. And I truly believe that that's all that it was. We dated for a while. He cheated on me, and it broke my world. It broke every ounce of confidence that he had built up in me. It was like he just slapped me across the face. Just, I hated myself after that. I was pretty damaged. We broke up, obviously. And then a couple months later, we got back together. I'm not crying, you guys, sorry, I'm having a coughing attack. He joined the military. And while he was away in boot camp, this is the perfect time for me to have a cough attack. Anyways, while he was away in boot camp, we kind of fell back in love over love letters. It was really romantic. Stupid romantic, like a movie. Sorry, you guys, I have to go get a cough drop. Sorry. Oh yeah, you want a full body shot? Gross. Gross, gross, and grosser. Can't wait for it to be gone. Gone. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay. Cough drop in my mouth. I apologize. So, I flew down to Oklahoma to watch him graduate from boot camp, and he proposed to me. We got married a month and a half later, in July. We were together for a week. He flew back to Arizona to finish AIT training, cheated on me 2 weeks later, and knocked the girl up. So needless to say, we obviously got a divorce. Again, I was broken. Shot up to probably 220 or 220, 230, and I met my now husband, Brian, while I was in the middle of my divorce. I was distraught and I was broken, and it was not the time or place for me to even be interested in somebody, but man, God dropped him in my life, and he dropped him hard. This man did not give up. Brian was so annoying. I love you, babe. But he was so annoying. He was so persistent. And again, I'm sitting here thinking, what is wrong with these men? They cannot think that I'm attractive. Can you hear Blake? He's fighting sleep hardcore. But there's no way that these guys could find me attractive. So, long story short, got divorced from Alex. A couple months later, Brian proposed to me, and we got married 8 months later. Kind of brings me to where we are now. I got diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, very, very active polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I packed the weight. I mean, I went from 220 to 280 in a year. Yeah, about a year. I was embarrassed. I was disgusted with myself. I couldn't stand myself. I couldn't stand looking in the mirror. I couldn't stand anything. I am a makeup artist. I'm a freelance makeup artist, and I got to the point where not even putting makeup on made me feel remotely beautiful. And this was actually just recently. But I had 2 babies, one after another. They're 18 months apart, and obviously your body goes through changes. However, I didn't gain any weight with my pregnancies. With Harland, I gained, what, 4 pounds? And with Blake, I gained 10. Like, nothing. I gained nothing. I've tried every diet out there that isn't awful for you. So, no offense to anybody who's tried the, you know, Phenergan or whatever the hell they give you to try to lose a shit ton of weight. I've done Weight Watchers 5 times. I've done Nutrisystem. I've dabbled in Advocare and Herbalife. I've done Shakeology. I've done Atkins. I've done the Whole30 worked the best for us. That's phenomenal. If you guys have never heard of the Whole30, you have to look into the Whole30. It's fantastic, and that is the way we're going to be living after the surgery. Basically, paleo is kind of how we're going to be living our life. Why do I want to get the surgery? I feel like that's an incredibly loaded question, but I know that a lot of people ask it. If you don't go to sleep, we're going to have a coming to Jesus meeting. Child. A lot of people ask that question and you're like, oh, well, I want to lose weight. It's so much more to that than that to me. Like, I want to walk up the stairs literally without feeling like I had a heart attack. Like, we do live at a very high elevation. We live at about like 8,000, sorry, it's like 6,500 feet. It's high, and I know that that has something to do with it, but I want to be able to bend over drying my feet off after I get out of the shower and not have my stomach squish my lungs to the point where I can't breathe. Or TMI, but I don't want to feel like a whale while I'm intimate with my husband. Like, that is another huge thing that has really been just a demon that we've been trying to overcome in our marriage right now, is my body image. That's a huge reason why I want to do this. The obvious, like, I want to be able to be there for my family. I want to be there for my kids. I want to be able to, you know, run around, play with them, the classic. But more than anything, I hear so many people say, I want my life back. And while I can appreciate that, I've never had my life back. I want to finally have a life. I want to finally have a chance at life, a go at life. We live in an incredibly athletic community, like very athletic. So I want to be able to be a part of that and not die. Moving on to the good stuff. Right now, I am 5'10", I think, maybe 5'11". No, I think I'm 5'10". I weigh 290 right now. My goal, I think, this is just such a weird thing to even think about, because I mean, I've never been that small before, but I want to say I want to be like around like 150. So, well, obviously I've been that small before, but not in my adult life. My biggest fears are losing my butt and the flight, which leads me into the next section of this conversation. I'm going to be getting my surgery in Tijuana, Mexico with Dr. Ramos Kelly. I have to be honest with you. The first video that I ever watched on VSG was Laura's VSG tube. If you haven't watched her, you guys need to find her and watch her. I'll link her channel down below, but she is incredible. And she went and saw Dr. Kelly, and I remember thinking to myself, is this bitch crazy? Like, she's going to Mexico to get surgery? Not only Mexico, but Tijuana? Like this girl's gotta be nuts, you know? And I just couldn't wrap my mind around going to Mexico. And I kept, you know, shoving it to the back of my head because that was not an option for me. Found a surgeon here in Boise. Well, I'm not even close to Boise. I'm 2.5 hours away from Boise, but pretty much the only bariatric surgeon around. That's a good surgeon, and he was $22,000. We are incredibly lucky to be able to say at our age that we are debt-free, so we didn't want to go into debt. We didn't want to go into debt over this. However, we did discuss, if we had to, that this is definitely something that would be worth it to go into debt for. It's gonna save my life. Then came back around the thought of Mexico. I started to do crazy amounts of research, and sure enough, through a lot of prayer and a lot of confirmation from friends and family, we decided that this was the best option for us. So my husband Brian's gonna be going down with me. My surgery is scheduled for February 17th. So we're gonna fly out from Boise on the 16th. I will have surgery the 17th. Stay in the hospital the 18th. Go back to the hotel on the 19th, and then fly home on the 20th. So I'm incredibly excited. I'm very scared. I hate flying. This is where my second fear comes in. I am also a medical assistant and a phlebotomist. So I know the whole medical side of this. I know what to expect. I know what kind of pain that you're gonna go through. I know that you're never prepared for that, but I'm mentally prepared for it. So the surgery, I could care less about. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm not scared of the surgery at all. I'm scared of the freaking flight. This girl is a wimp when it comes to flying. Then they come to find out yesterday that our plane is like not like a prop plane, but it's like I think it seats like 50 people, and it's just got 2 rows, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm freaking out. And to make matters worse, you can't take anything. So on to Dr. Kelly and to his coordinator Heath that I have been speaking with and working with. Okay, being in the medical field, I know bedside manner, and I have to tell you, Heath, if you're watching this, you've got it. You have got the bedside manner down, down pat. Like, Heath, you're incredible. Sorry, another cough drop, you guys. I'm dying. I'm dying. Spoke with Dr. Kelly. He was so kind. He was so funny. All the reviews that I've read have just been phenomenal and amazing. So I am so incredibly excited about this journey. I could not be more excited, except for the flying part. We've even considered driving, and it's a 14-hour drive down to San Diego. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, especially after surgery. As I said, you guys, I'm gonna be documenting it. If there's something specific that you guys want to see, let me know. I am all over it. I am all over vlogging this experience. I'm so pumped to show you guys and bring you guys with me on my journey and everything that I go through, the good, the bad, the ugly. I couldn't ask for a more amazing, incredible platform to be able to stand up on and encourage other people to do whatever it is that they need to do to get themselves happy and healthy, and I'm gonna use it. So I'm so excited, you guys. I cannot wait to get this done. I will definitely be updating you guys. I will not always be recording on my Canon, but half the time I'm gonna be using my iPhone for sure to record, especially when did my child just fall? Especially when we are in Mexico, on the plane, things like that. So I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.